appreciation society. God save Donald Duck, vaudeville and variety. We are the Desperate Dan Appreciation Society. God save strawberry jam and all the different varieties. Preserving the old ways from being abused. Protecting the new ways for me and for you. What more can we do?
Welcome to our new unnamed podcast about the television series The Prisoner from the 1960s. I haven't really thought about how to start this kind of podcast, you know? No bits.
Well, Helga, I think we should start off by saying good morning all, and it's another beautiful day in the village.
Good morning all, and we'll be seeing you.
Be hearing you. Be hearing us. Oh boy.
Be hearing us.
I was this close to suggesting that we name the podcast Prison Planet as a joke.
Oh,
but,
no, I kind of thought about this, just before we started recording. I thought, hey, let's just make a joke about, like, Andrew Tate or some shit.
Oh, God. Yeah. Well,
no.
No.
Okay, let's just introduce ourselves. I'm Helga. I am from the mysterious East.
And I am Joe, and I am from the decadent West.
Hell yeah, and we're both in the village.
Yeah, we're here in the village right now. We're surrounded by boomers, and there is no Wi-Fi. So how we get this podcast out there into the world is yet to be seen.
I assume by like vinyl recording that gets shipped out on the helicopter.
That's right. And the reason why we're starting this podcast is Helga beat me 17-1 in a chess. So I finally agreed to do a podcast again about a TV show that I have never seen before.
Hell yes. I hope you're having fun. So we start in The Prisoner with the intro, which is kind of different from all the other intros that are yet to come in the show. So let's talk about it in a little bit of detail, right? We start with like obviously sped up footage of like 1960s sports car, a Lotus 7, getting closer and closer to us, like at sort of like a fucking fighter jet speeds with accompanying thunder.
Yes, lots of thunder. The first frame of The Prisoner is actually a cloudy sky set to very raucous and uproarious thunder sounds. It's hard to tell, if they're authentic thunder sounds or if they're like movie thunder sounds, but it's quite unnatural because the sky is like partially sunny and cloudy, and it's kind of got this like we're already knee deep in surreal imagery with this show.
Yes, and what we are meant to get from the initial like parts of the intro, we like our guy goes to London on his ridiculously speedy car, and he's a maverick, right? He's like a disruptor. He goes like he literally breaks the sound barrier. I assume that's kind of the intended imagery.
Yeah, he is flying down the streets of London with purpose, and that purpose is unknown to us at the moment. But through the storytelling of this psychedelic surreal montage, we're seeing the man of the present, our main character, fly through the streets on a mission, as it were.
Yes, and also his car, like his car is like made out to be this like super cool shit. And honestly, I would really like if I had infinite money and also didn't care about the environment, I would probably get this kind of car. But also, this car is goofy enough to not have any like doors or turn signals. So he has to turn like on a bicycle with
Yeah,
just
he
like
has
moving his hand.
signal. Yeah, it's very funny. And also, his car is very short, so like it's very low to the ground, and so like, you have this man, like this like British, like symbol of exemplary like whiteness, just kind of like speeding around in a little tiny car, doing hand signals. It's very surreal.
Yeah, he's sort of like a kart racer,
Yeah,
Mario Kart-ass guy. Yeah, so he goes into an underground parking garage, enters some mysterious office that is right next to the building of Parliament, right?
yeah,
And hands in his resignation to some
yeah,
guy. He's like
yeah,
shouting. He's breaking the fine china on the table because
yeah.
his boss, being the most British man there is drinking like Ceylon tea.
Yeah. Yeah, and we see him yelling, we see him talk down to this man behind the desk, but we don't hear what he says. And in fact, the only thing that we see, he slams his resignation down on the desk, and on the envelope, I freeze framed it. I took my little magnifying glass and I enhanced the image, and on the envelope it says "private personal by hand." So this is definitely, like we're deep within the wells of secrecy and subterfuge and corporate espionage, or perhaps government espionage.
Yeah, it's very government. I don't think that it's corporate quite yet. Anyway, while he's driving home, looking the happiest he has ever been, his papers go through their own little journey.
Yeah,
which
this
is
was so cool.
Yeah, they get like access stamped on them with like a typewriter, just like his dossier gets crisscrossed by those like little axes from a typewriter, and then his papers get dumped in the resignation bin.
Yeah, it's an old school like metal filing cabinet, and it's like they have like this arm that like is attached to these rails on the ceiling, and it's like automatically dispensing his dossier into the resignation cabinet. It's so cool. Like I really wanted to know how they got that shot, or if that's like based on an actual technology used or something.
I really want to, maybe like in the 60s this was an actual thing that people wanted to do.
Yeah, like more automation, kind of like within like the business and government world. Yeah,
exactly. Right. Like
I could see that being cutting edge at the time.
Like the next door neighbor of those pneumatic tubes, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So he's driving down to his own apartment, and he is definitely getting tailed.
Yes.
By like men in an old-fashioned car. I think that those men have like top hats on or something. Did I hallucinate that?
Yes. The man who follows him up the stairs to his apartment definitely has some kind of top hat on. It's very strange because it's like a man definitely of like the age, like the mid-60s Britain, like being followed by his counterpart from maybe 40 or 30 years before. It's very strange.
Yeah, and like the counterpart's car is like from the 40s, right? Like the traditional image of a Stalinist purge is this kind of car. Like the black car, it's called the Voronok, which is to say like a raven. Like a black car.
Yeah, very very ominous.
Yeah, our guy gets packing, like tries to get his passport, his like vacation photos.
Yeah, he
in
had
his
these. Yeah,
trunk.
he had like these like little printouts. Like it's obviously way too early for like color printing like this, because it looks like a photo you printed off the internet of like a beach you really wanted to go to like put above your desk at your corporate job to like remind you of what you're striving for, which is the sweet bliss of getting sand everywhere.
Yeah, I assume like somewhere in Gibraltar or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
getting the fuck out of England.
exactly. Yes, but while he's packing, this old-fashioned guy ascends upon the stairs and puts some gas into his lock.
Yeah, yeah. You
Just
hate
kind
to
of
see it.
gets, yeah, and our guy immediately gets what's going on and starts wobbling. And the last thing he sees before he passes out is one of these like multi-story business 60s buildings, which like I associate personally with like universities, because all the Russian universities are kind of like were built in the 60s and 70s in this sort of style.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Yeah, it's I kind of imagine them as like proto skyscrapers, like kind of like do you find in like urban downtown centers, like but definitely something that was made during the 20th century. Not very much like a crossover between neoclassical style and like the corporate like World Trade Center style like buildings that are put up all over the world now.
Yeah, there's like the first skyscrapers were like in the 20s or so, and they were only like 15 stories tall, right? They were not very
Yeah,
tall, and they were like kind of entirely well, like the cheese grater building in New York. Fuck, is it in
yeah,
New York? The Continental from John Wick is what I mean. Uh,
yes, that is in New York City. Yeah,
yes,
the Wedge.
and the wedge. No, this is like a lot more modern, but it's still
Yeah.
like this. You know that there's asbestos in those walls.
Oh yeah, for sure. Only the finest asbestos for the British Empire.
Uh, yeah, the music, like the energetic music that was accompanying us to this point, stops, and he wakes up in the village.
That's right. He wakes up in North Wales. Although canonically, like we're not told where we are, and that's kind of like the conceit of the whole first episode is our main character, played by Patrick McGowan, which I'm not sure we've mentioned yet, but our main character wakes up in a place that is idyllic and beautiful and very lovely to look at, but seems to exist out of time and out of place.
Yeah,
It's a
the architecture is like they use the word Italianate in some other episode, but it's not overplace, right?
no, yeah.
It's I assume vacation homes. They're not particularly like old.
Yeah. It's like a place that was. It feels like it feels like in the past it looks like the kind of place that would have been one family's like entire estate. It's now been converted into like a place where many people live and call their home. It's got this very like villa sort of style, but it's also like to me it like recalls like French like southern France. It recalls like many different places in Europe that are kind of of like an older time.
Yeah. He like gets out of his house, which is like his house on the outside is like this like villa style house, but on the inside it's still his apartment, right? He for a few seconds before he opens the blinds, he doesn't realize that he's in a different place.
Yeah, yeah,
And he like gets out. There's nobody on the streets, except there's some guy staring at him from the steeple.
yeah. very few people are seen, and the editing in this shot where he's like sort of exploring and running around the village is very surreal because there's a lot of really sharp cuts. I would say it's like it's very jarring. If you're familiar with like 60s and 70s film, you probably would have like these cuts would like seem familiar to you. But what we often get are like we'll get a shot of the protagonist Patrick, and then we'll get a shot of what he's looking at, and then we'll get a shot of him again, but from a slightly different angle from the first shot. It's very disorienting.
Yes, there's like a lot of shots made from different angles when he's in different stages of motion. He's moving like all over and the camera is jumping all over with him. Like when he gets up the steeple, there's no church, there's just the steeple. He like is face to face with nothing. He assumes that there's a guy there, and there's nothing.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. And when he's at the top of the steeple, that's when the bell sounds.
Yeah. So along with his like visual like confusion, he also gets audio confusion. He just gets like earful of bong.
Yeah, earful of bong. yeah. Not exactly what you want to wake up to. That's for sure. Especially not before tea.
And finally, he sees some actual people who are not spooky in a cafe.
Yeah.
Well, they're only not spooky until he talks to them. He goes to a cafe where some people are like unfolding chairs and shit, like getting ready for a workday, I assume.
I will say, like the main thing that sort of happens as he interacts with people throughout the village is he'll ask them a question, and they'll respond by telling him, "Oh, you're new here, aren't you?" You know, and that's sort of like a very fun motif throughout the first episode, and it happens with the lady at the restaurant, the waitress, and the next person he talks to, which is actually no, it's not the next person he talks to because he actually goes to a phone next.
Yeah, he goes to a phone booth, which is like the 60s definition of futuristic, which is to say there's no wires.
Yeah, it's just a handset, yeah.
Yeah, this is like a little goofy handset without a charging station. It's all like a backlight plastic. And he rings up the phone and a telephone lady answers, which... Wow, blast from the past. Remember phones without like with like exchanges that people had to talk to?
Yeah. There a long time ago there was a little woman who lived inside everyone's phone, and she made sure that all of the lines were connected properly. And and honestly, it's because of liberal feminism that the woman in the phone now has to work other jobs, and honestly, I'm not for it. I think that we should bring the phone lady back.
Okay, you cancel, Joe. Unfortunately, the exchange only accepts local calls.
Yeah,
and then he calls a taxi from a futuristic sort of like again retro future, like you press a button and suddenly a thing like a special effect happens. So he presses a button and within like 2 seconds there's a taxi there with a woman who is not white, unlike all the other people in this episode.
The taxi driver played by Barbara Yu Ling.
You actually Googled it. Nice job.
Yeah, she was in the Avengers British television series.
Neat.
And in Danger Man, which we can talk about later.
Yes, but not on this episode. This episode is like stuffy enough as it is.
Yeah.
She greets him in French.
Yeah.
And she explains why she greeted him in French. While he asks her to drive him as far as possible.
Yeah.
But of course, there's local service, so she just drives him to another shop. And in the meantime, she explains that like she greets him in French because French is an international language. Oh my God, the British Empire is falling apart, and so we're no longer the international ones.
That's right.
And like she says that, well, actually, like she initially thought that he was a Czech or a Pole.
Yeah, yeah. Which and he asks her, "Why would a Czech or a Pole be here?" And then she says that are people from all over.
Yeah, it's a very cosmopolitan place. It's sad that most episodes don't really get this like focus on language, because like in this episode, there's like at least a few scenes in which people speak in non-English languages, right?
Yes, yes.
And then they kind of drop it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure that it's not something that they would like to have kept up, and I'm also disappointed that at least on the service that I was using, there were no subtitles for translated language, and often that's like choice based on like wanting to obfuscate certain like information from the viewer, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm always curious, like when people do speak other languages in media, if the English subtitles could have a translation of what they're saying, that's always a treat for me. But we do not get that in this episode.
Considering our character is kind of assumed to be a spy, I assume he speaks in at least one more language, than English, but we never get that, and we never get a translation that the character would probably have in his head.
Yeah.
So he like gets out of the taxi. The taxi costs 2 credit units. It's a very like chic thing, especially for like this period of sci-fi, to have like instead of dollars or pounds, you have credits.
Yes, very much so. It's like a neutral term for like I think she actually refers to them as credit units. So like the two dominant forms of like generic or like default money are both used to represent the same thing.
Yeah, but like he doesn't have any credit units. He doesn't have a credit card yet.
Yeah.
So he'll pay her later. No worries.
Yeah.
He goes to a shop where a person is speaking some other language that I didn't recognize on like just by hearing it. Did you?
Yeah. No recollection at all. It seemed Northern European, like it could perhaps be Swedish or Finnish or Norwegian, but that's only a gut instinct. I would love to learn more and possibly dive into what they're speaking.
And he like tries to get a map from the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper like gives him a small map, and he asks for like, what about like a bigger map? And the shopkeeper gives him a bigger map of the same exact picture.
It's very funny, but the bigger map is also in color. So it's like, so you get these like these very like cartoony renderings of the mountains, the beach, the old people's homes, rendered in like color, and it's so goofy. I love it.
It is very goofy. They did not want to hire a cartographer, so they just kind of slapped some splotches around. By the way, the map, the signs, in everything are all in the same font.
Yeah. It's like this kind of like, I want to say Tolkien-ish, like Lord of the Rings style, like script, but it's very legible. It's very readable.
Yeah, but it's readable. It's almost like a standard font, but it's too goofy to be standard.
Yeah. It's definitely not sans serif. It's definitely stylized.
No, it is sans serif. There's no serifs in it, but it's like goofy sans serif. It's like Comic Sans or something.
that would be a great project, is to edit the episodes to feature Comic Sans signs.
The same font is used for the credits, by the way.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, it would be quite easy for someone to track down. I'm just imagining now a Comic Sans sign that says "Questions are a burden to others, answers a prison for oneself."
Oh, you freeze frame that too, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, that was not freeze frame necessary. That scene, the camera zooms in on that particular sign.
Oh yeah, apologies. I watched this episode on almost 2 times speed because I was late.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I can only imagine that added to the surreality of it all.
A little bit. The music certainly didn't get any better. Yes, and the shopkeeper, like, after saying that, okay, we don't have any like international maps, right? There's no like demand for them,
Mm-hmm.
and then he says, "Be seeing you after our hero leaves."
Yeah.
This is a big thing in the series. People constantly say "be seeing you," and they put like 2 fingers to their eyes in a circle, sort of like a monocle.
Yeah, with their 3 fingers sort of raised to the sky. Yeah.
Yeah, which I assume represents, like, a panopticon. That, like, people will be seeing you around constantly.
Yeah, you will always be seen. You will always be perceived.
Yeah, and this is very unfortunate. And when he comes home, a bit rattled, he receives a phone call from somebody called Number 2, who invites him to breakfast with in like a green dome building.
Yes. A very nice looking building, I must say. Like, all of the buildings look pretty cool, but this building in particular looks very mysterious and ominous, and just, yeah. If I would hesitate to say that if I was in this situation, I would also be curious about the big green dome building.
Yeah, the building has like a lobby that's very old-fashioned, and then like our guy gets through the lobby into the room with Number 2 in it, and the room is, by contrast, futuristic in a way that 60s futurism is.
Oh yeah, very Star Trek here. Oh my
very
god.
Star Trek, very TOS Star Trek. There's like lots of colors. There's colored lighting everywhere. There's big like monochrome painted panels.
Yeah.
There's a lava lamp projection on the back wall somewhere.
Yeah, it's like the 60s version of like a Twitch stream, like a Twitch gamer streamer setup. Like with like all of like the LED lights and like the weird walls and the battle station with all of your little buttons around it. It's very much like what if a 60s person tried to recreate what we see on Twitch like every Friday night. It's very funny.
He has like a panel with lots of buttons that he presses with his umbrella. Right, Number 2. Number 2 rises from the floor.
Yes.
Middle-aged, friendly guy with a big umbrella.
Yeah.
And he looks like a sort of slightly more refined Willy Wonka.
Very much so. Yeah. His chair is also like egg shaped, where it's kind of like the chairs in the examination room in the Men in Black film, if you've seen it.
I might have, but I can't say that I like recall them like from the top of my mind. He also has a bicycle in the back of the room. A penny farthing bicycle.
Oh yes.
This will be a common occurrence in the series. Penny farthing bicycles. They just love them.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. This is. Yeah. When I saw the penny farthing bicycle, I just rolled my eyes. I was like, come on, come on now. This fucking whimsical British countryside dystopia.
Exactly. The whimsical British countryside dystopia that is mediated entirely by technology. This
Yeah,
is, dare I say, the theme of the series.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so, yes. And number two gives us a little magic trick. He asks our guy, like, what kind of like tea he likes, what kind of breakfast he likes, right? Like
yeah,
how many eggs with a bacon and stuff like that. And the servant who is this like short guy. I
yeah.
think we'll be seeing him in other episodes. He's a short, bald guy. He uh, may have served as inspiration for Odd Job, though I don't know. Did he actually? Did I? Do I even remember what Odd Job looks like?
He's definitely like got some Bond like Butler style, like villain Butler style like vibes about him for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
In his
Odd Job's.
expression, especially. Yeah,
Yeah. Odd Job's Asian, but other than that, they dress very much similarly.
yeah.
They behave very much similarly in like background,
Hmm.
and yeah. So, and while this like butler, like the butler just brought like basically what our hero is asking for, right? Like the two eggs
Yeah,
with
yeah,
bacon, and he brought lemon for his tea,
yeah,
and so like uh, the assumption that we are drawn to have from this is that actually our number two knows everything about our hero.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's very you're clued in immediately as to like the nature of number two and relationship.
Oh, we haven't called him. I
Oh yeah, yeah. Damn.
uh, I kind of called him in my notes for the
Mm.
entire duration because I watched the series already. I specifically held off on saying it because I was curious when you would switch.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. You know, it'd be funny. Maybe you should censor me saying the name until we reveal it, which I think is in like 5 seconds.
no. I don't know
Oh,
that I don't actually remember when he says it.
he
Uh,
he he's told it after he uh uh yeah, he gets told it, his number later.
oh, right. Way later. Okay,
Yeah,
we should just delete this entire exchange.
yeah,
Uh, okay. And number two explains to him just what the fuck he's actually doing there.
yeah,
The purpose of our heroes stay in the village is because he resigned uh, in a way that nobody actually expected. Uh,
yeah,
uh, our hero is sort of like sort of a big shot spy, as far as I understand. He served his country well, and he was very loyal. And his resignation basically signals to his superiors that his loyalties might have changed to something,
yeah,
and it is just curious. It's unusual,
yeah.
right?
Very much so.
So to show how much power they have over him, they show his childhood photos, the time when he like rose through the ranks of the Foreign Office, right? Like they have like a specific meeting that he had in the Foreign Office charted, uh,
Hmm.
and I think he's like at the time he had a vacation somewhere and he was sick.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Very much a very cold and very chilling moment is like having your entire movement over time just like relayed back to you in harrowing detail.
Yeah, exactly. And it is kind of hinted that he knew, maybe like he suspected that he was being spied on, even in his apartment.
Yeah.
Because like something, the number two said something like, "Did you hear a click? Oh, maybe it was there. Maybe it was over there." And like there's like uh candid shots of him being like a little bit sick, and looking around very close up.
Hmm.
In the
Yeah.
meantime, they know almost everything about him, but they would like to know everything. And our guy refuses. Fuck! I said it. I said it.
And our guy, yeah,
And our
yeah,
guy refuses to say anything. He, quote, will not be pushed, stamped, briefed, debriefed, or numbered.
yeah.
Um,
My life is
but
my own, he says.
his life is his own. Yes. Uh, they give him a little bit of a tour of the village in a helicopter, which
Yes,
our job butler flies.
yes.
Uh,
Our butler of many talents.
yes,
Uh,
the village has everything. It has like rec centers. It has a council. It has a newspaper, and it has a graveyard. Uh,
yes,
we are meant to infer some things from this. Uh, and when they land, they show him like a ship that is run aground, a very very small ship. I don't think it's even like a particular like true to like it will not sail if it's on the
yeah,
water.
yeah.
That seniors are playing on.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
I think they're like senile by this point, and so like uh, everything is provided in the village. Uh,
yeah. You'll be taken care
just
of until you die.
yes, until you die, and you have to relinquish your secrets in some way, because everyone does.
Right. We also get to meet a character who I'm excited to see if he appears again. The admiral, an old man in a captain's uniform playing chess.
Yes, he's like he was a big shot admiral, and now he's all alone in the village, being kind of miserable, with his chessboard and playing with nobody because nobody will play with him.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
we go to the main square. There's a marching band. Everyone's kind of like, who is even not in the marching band is still walking by its rhythm.
yeah. Very bizarre scene.
And number two gets a megaphone and says stop, and everyone stops on cue, except one guy. Uh, that guy, uh, um, that guy is Cobb, and we'll see him again. But for now, he like tries to run away, which number two very gently discourages.
Yeah.
Uh, and he gets smothered by a mysterious floating orb. Uh,
Yes. A
that
very.
orb's name officially is Rover. It's
Mm.
uh, it's white. It's a slightly deflated person-sized balloon.
Yeah, it's very creepy the way that it moves across the screen. It's a very unsettling um an object of power. It kind of reminds me of if the listeners or if you Helga have ever played the game Control, there's an
Yes.
orb of power. There's like an enemy that's this like floating mass of like rock and broken stone that like pulsates very like quickly,
I
and it's
know what you're talking about. Yes,
and it's
the thing like you have to like avoid it in the game, right? Like you have to like
yeah.
lure it into a trap.
Yeah,
Uh,
you cannot actually do harm to it until you're of a much higher level. Um and it's like that's kind of what it reminds me of. It's like seeing something in real life move at a frame rate that you can't really perceive and looks almost kind of wrong. This balloon sort of like object thing, it bounces across the screen, moves past people who are standing still, and I can only like describe it as like like tackles and absorbs the man who is running away.
I think we are meant to understand that this balloon kind of like strangles you until you are unconscious.
Yeah. And
There's this shot
yeah.
that they use over and over again with the series, which is like the fabric of the balloon, the latex, gets like wrapped around somebody's face, and this person like is in agony and chokes.
Yeah, and yeah, I think it would be a good idea to even play the audio that plays when this thing moves, because it's like a really like upsetting kind of like shrill kind of like tone that plays, and it's very creepy.
Yeah, let's play it here. Great. Everyone, by the way, since this moment is like dressed noticeably weirder than in the beginning of this episode. They are dressed in clownish outfits. They're all very primary colors. They are like red and yellow and red, yellow, beige, brown, blue. They're not like clowns, but they are dressed in ponchos that make them look like that.
Yeah, very yeah. There's a very much like a clown core kind of motif, like clown-like elements to the fashion. Yeah.
Yes. And after that is done, after the guy gets choked, we go to the labor exchange, where if you don't freeze frame and you just look at normal speed, you will see signs saying of the people, by the people, for the people. Questions are a burden to others. Answers are a prison to yourself, right?
Yeah, answers a prison for oneself.
Yes, and a still tongue makes a happy life.
Yeah. Can't say I agree with that last one, but like, I mean, that's
the narrative. First two.
I definitely see merits in certain situations for the other ones, but I just don't think I could get behind the statement "a still tongue makes a happy life." You gotta get that thing moving.
It's a bit at odds with the rest of the show because everyone wants him to talk and he refuses to.
Yeah. I mean, they're being very, very wishy-washy with their messaging.
Yes, but also what they actually mean by still tongue means a happy life is that you're not supposed to talk about the conditions and how to escape and like organize with others. The labor exchange is another Star Trek set. Where our guy is offered to like pass an aptitude test, which is like insultingly childish. It's all like put the round peg in the square hole.
Very weird.
They start asking him questions about like what he was, what he wants to be, his race, his experience, and
his hobbies.
Politics. And when they say politics, he like throws all the like childish aptitude test things on the ground and storms off.
Very, very interesting sort of moment. A sort of like reaction to the word politics, because there is a sort of beat when like the question guy is asking like, what do you like to read, what do you like to eat, what do you want to be, any politics, and then that's when he sort of snaps and breaks off.
Yes,
Um,
I think this series is sort of anti-politics. If we have to like think about it, because our guy is like he thinks that all politics is dirty, maybe,
right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
like spying as an extension of politics is the dirtiest one of all.
Yeah. Very much so. I too have this reaction when people ask me a bunch of questions, because my instinct is that they're trying to get me to answer a secret BuzzFeed quiz or something. Um, but like it's very typical of the time to like have like this kind of like Myers-Briggs style personality test thing. And it's
Oh
very
yeah, there was a
it was
citation needed episode about like how initial like the initial thrust of personality tests was to weed out people who would be likely to start unions.
I absolutely do not doubt that at all. That sounds exactly like the kind of thing someone would do.
But yeah, I think the purpose of the aptitude test here is actually to see if he is like rebellious, because like all of this shit is insulting,
Yeah.
right? Like the idea of politics in a village that is a prison, essentially, right, where everybody is a warden and everybody looks at each other,
Hmm.
is a bit insulting. I kind of
Yeah.
agree with him on that.
Yeah.
And number two remarks that this is probably a difficult case. Uh,
Yeah. I think we have a challenge, he says.
yes, we have a challenge. Our guy goes home where he is met by a maid.
Yes.
Women are not the strong, like a strong suit of the series.
No, definitely not.
He runs around his home. He's very restless. He has just like had uh, people kind of imply that he's being surveilled at all times. So he looks in
Yeah.
his cabinets. He looks in his kitchen. He looks everywhere, and he finds no listening or watching devices. But he does see a radio which is connected to nothing. He can't yank out the cord.
Yeah.
He can just
Yeah.
like he smashes the radio to bits because it annoys him.
Yeah, and
And
when he smashes it, the PA system that announces like good morning and it's a beautiful day comes over the speaker and says, "Attention electrics department, please go to number 6 where adjustment is needed." And
yeah,
that happens immediately when he starts breaking his radio.
exactly. And the maid notices him. She was like just about to leave, I guess,
Yeah.
or she left and returned when the sounds happened.
Yeah.
And she is in distress,
Hmm.
partially because our guy is a dick.
Yeah.
uh, and partially because she's very, very obviously trying to play on his emotions.
Right. Yeah.
She like cries. She says like, "Oh well, I've been like tasked to like get your confidence, and would you please, pretty please, for my sake, would you see them crying? Could you pretty please tell them what they're after?"
They said they would give me my freedom. The maid also makes the statement that she has lived in the village for as long as she can remember, um, and that her parents passed away when she was young. So we're learning a lot more about sort of like how birth and death factor into the village, because like there's like a graveyard, there's the old folks home, but there's also this character who claims that um she's lived in the village most of her life.
Like
And
we
so
don't see any children in it.
that is very curious. Yeah, yeah, not in this episode. Maybe we'll see some children in the future.
I can't say that I like the thought of having children, the thought of birthing children in this environment is horrifying to me.
Well, you know, Helga, that it takes a village to raise a child.
it
Everybody knows this.
Yes, you're very right, Joe. But also, in this village, it takes a village to see you fuck. The way that they see you fuck is an observatory room, right? I don't even know. It's less an observatory. I guess it's like a planetarium, sort of. There's like a planetarium mechanism in the middle.
Yeah. Like, there's no like observation, like telescope or anything, like a physical one, but there is like a control room. Yeah.
Yes, and there's like a seesaw apparatus in the middle, and it spins, and that reminded me of a planetarium. Right, in a planetarium, there's like also a seesaw, and there's like a dome where like images get projected. And that is how they observe not stars but people. Our guy goes for a walk where he like sees Rover. He goes to a garden where there's a lot of statues, and somehow does not realize that the statues are watching him the entire time.
Yeah,
they're like obviously spinning, and there's lights in their eyes.
Yeah, very. You know, I have lots of thoughts about the effectiveness of the protagonist as like a spy, because like my thinking is, if I was a spy, I would try and be a conspicuous person, but from the get-go, like the protagonist just kind of runs around, asks people where he is, makes a mess of things, throws things around, like bumps into people. Like, he doesn't ever play it cool. I think this is definitely like kind of like from the era of like espionage television, where like you, as a foreign agent, you weren't necessarily expected to be like 100% like in disguise or undercover. Like, there was like a lot more of like a showboaty kind of like huzzah like aspect to your job, kind of like a James Bond type character.
Yeah, James Bond by this time was like what, 5 years since the first movie release, and like probably 10 years since the book. The initial book. Yes, George Smiley, he is not.
No, for sure.
And he makes a run for it to the beach. There's like a very long beach that I assume just gets flooded every time there's high tide.
Yeah, it's not a very it's a very long beach, but it's not very wide. It's kind of more like an embankment almost.
Yeah, it's very flat.
Yeah,
and he tries to run away, and guys in these goofy little vehicles that are just like the taxi that we saw earlier, but without a roof.
Yeah.
They try to catch him. He beats them up. He tries to GTA the taxi to freedom.
Yeah.
And immediately gets got by Rover, which just chokes him.
Yeah. It sort of like smothers him, and he's left unconscious on the floor of the beach.
Yeah, and when he comes to, he gets taken away by an ambulance, which was just waiting for him to get got. Very casual.
Yeah. And waking up in the hospital sort of area, he meets this character, what's the name of this person who's like knitting by his bedside.
I don't think the lady is named, but the other guy who, the lady gets off screen pretty much immediately, and we see that he's next to Cobb, who got choked by Rover slightly earlier.
Yes, it was very very interesting to see him show up, and there's this look of recognition on Patrick's face, and he walks over to him, and he calls him by his name, Cobb, and it's interesting. There's something that happens with Cobb later, and Cobb is like referred to later on by another character, and it kind of there's a very interesting sort of like characterization thing that happens later on. But he basically interrogates Cobb, asks him how long he's been there, and Cobb says, he's very much still like kind of incapacitated. He's like weeks, months. It's hard to tell. I need to go back to sleep. And he asks him, how did he get here? Cobb says, I was in Germany. I went to my hotel. I went to bed, and I woke up here. And
so I assume that like Germany specifically, because the like East-West divide in Germany meant that it was the breeding ground for spies.
Yeah,
there's just like Germany and Austria, which were like up to the gills with spies.
Yeah.
And I guess that means that his own people were spying on him while he was spying on others, and they saw something suspicious and they got him.
Yeah.
The doctor arrives and takes him through the hospital, and the hospital is spooky.
Very spooky.
There's a room in the hospital that is like purple lighting and people in headphones leaning on walls, like sitting on the floor. Group therapy. It's called.
Yeah.
This series does not think highly of psychiatric care, which honestly in the 60s kind of true.
It would be a long time before the revelations about MK Ultra would be revealed, and
it would be like 7 years before MK Ultra, but they got like they got the scoop right here. They have like a person who's lobotomized, I think the implication is, like walking in holes.
Yeah.
And after a medical checkup by a doctor who, of course, knows his size, of a wheelchair, I think, something that there's
his clothes, his clothes, which he had replaced.
Clothes. The clothes get replaced. There's no more trace of his old life. He gets like a new pair of clothes, new credit card, etc., and he is discharged from the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And the friendly people give him a ride back to his home.
Actually, he's being sent home, but on the way back, he activates the handbrake of the taxi and.
Yeah. Okay, a roll back. I'm so sorry. There's also, while he is getting discharged, there's like an alarm, and they say that Cobb just jumped out of a window and died.
Yeah.
And so his new clothes have a little pin on them saying 6, which he promptly removes.
Yeah.
And so yes, on the way home, he activates his handbrake, activates the handbrake of a car that is driving him home, and runs to number 2's place, where another guy, not the previous Willy Wonka number 2, greets him.
But a new number 2, yeah.
It's a new number 2, yes. And basically reiterates the pitch. It is super weird that you, described as loyal in your case file, resigned, and our guy says, well, I mean, I resigned not because I changed loyalties. I never changed loyalties.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you. But also, we are still spooked out. We don't believe you at your word, and we still need information. And by the way, by number 6. Who's number 6? You're number 6. Yes. Okay. If we ever edit this out, if we ever edit this episode more than surface level, we multiple times slipped and said number 6 before this moment.
Yeah,
because that is how is referred the rest of the series. Number 6.
Number 2 and number 6's relationship.
Number 6.
Number 6. Blah, blah, blah.
Number 6.
Good day, number 6.
You are number 6.
I am not a number. I am a free man.
So he's the new number 2 says, for official purposes, everybody has a number. You are number 6. And number 6 says, I am not a number, I am a person. And I was very close to pitching I am not a number, I am a podcast as the name of the show.
Why didn't you?
You know, it's just a little bit too wordy. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's just a little bit too, it's just a little bit too too bit of a mouthful. And referring to yourself, like a podcast title with like I am or whatever is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Also,
I
did
get that.
Yeah, did we say that when he confronts the new number 2, he says, "Get me number 1," and number 2 says, "For all intents and purposes, I am in charge."
We did not say that.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, like the response of number 2 to like I am not a number, I am a person is 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah, which I don't understand. I don't understand that
Well,
that phrase.
You don't really?
No.
Well, the phrase itself is 6 of one, half dozen of the other means they are the same thing, right? 6 and half dozen are the same number.
Right.
They're just like different ways to refer to the same thing. And as far as the village is concerned, this is this is the way they view individuality. Individuality is just what you have until we break you, and we don't give a shit about you. You are not, you say that you're not a number, but you are. We see you as a number, and we will continue seeing you as a number.
Yeah, and the old number 2, this is kind of something that I picked up on later or as I was watching the episode for a second time, is that the old number 2 and this number 2, the new one, they both use this very interesting turn of phrase. So the old number 1 says, "One must be sure of these things. One cannot be too careful." And then new number 2 says, it's 6 to one, half a dozen to the other. So there is an emphasis on somebody called number 1 or 1, but they're not actually explicitly referred to until Cobb dies. What I think is interesting is I'm actually going to expound on that later. So continue.
As we pan out to a funeral march of presumably Cobb, and number 6, hooray, we can say number 6.
Yay!
Sees a crying lady who is just watching the funeral march go by.
Yeah.
Her number is 9.
Nice.
I don't think anyone calls her that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you ships number 6 and number 9?
I mean, Helga, I mean, I'm going to answer that question by quoting the show, "A still tongue makes a happy life."
Yes.
He walks up to her and says, and asks if Cobb was a friend of hers. And he asks her, did you know him? And, she at first she kind of denies it. She says no. And then he's like, "But you're crying. You're a woman. Obviously that means that you must have known him." And she says something very funny, which is, "Funerals make me emotional." And he says, "Even people you don't know?" She says, "Yes." And he says, "I knew Cobb too." And so she kind of reacts to the name and then kind of tries to get away. And then
he's very rough with women.
Yeah, he chases after her. He's he at the same time he's like, "I can help you. I knew him. Did you know each other? like, he was a good man, blah blah blah. But he also asks her questions like, "Can I trust you?" And
she just responds in kind. Can she trust him?
Yeah,
She gives him like instead of like answering all his questions right then and there, she gives him a date and time to meet her,
yeah,
which is at a brass band concert where they sit like ridiculously close to each other on like lawn chairs.
oh yeah,
69 shipping moments. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, and she tells him that like in the brass band concert that she only learned like only knew Cobb in the village. She and they were trying to escape,
yeah,
and they got Cobb before he managed.
yeah,
They had a plan, and the guards came just before Cobb expected.
yeah, yeah. And then after she talks about like how she knows Cobb, is that when she pitches? Is that when she asks number 6 if he can fly a helicopter?
Yes, the plan is to fly out in the helicopter, which we've seen already, right? We've been on the tour.
Yep.
And the helicopter is guarded by something called what is it called? Something like a pass lock or something like that. Like a futuristic.
She calls it an electro pass. That's what he'll need in order to get past the security system.
An electro pass, yes.
Yeah.
Which she has in a secure location, and she's going to give it to him before he flies out. We cut to number 6 playing chess with the Admiral.
Mm-hmm. He's doing a really shitty job.
He is very distracted.
Yeah.
He misses the fact that he's getting checkmated.
Yeah.
Because he's watching the helicopter, like very, very conspicuously watching the helicopter, and also watching number 9. Walking past, and he gets secluded with number 9 in the grounded ship.
Yeah.
Where she gives him the electro pass. A very funny phrase for a watch. It is just a watch.
Yeah, and it's not like a wristband that kind of looks futuristic. It is a bog standard classic like gold wristwatch made of metal, and it's so funny. It's really funny that's what it takes, really.
We'll later get like a close up on this watch, right? And we actually see the manufacturer of this watch, which is a real British watch company.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Yeah, so he retrieves the electro pass. He now finally has the government. He now has the right to get electrolysis treatment, and he heads over to the helicopter. Sneaks in, and he manages to get it all started up. It's a very kind of like action man, like James Bond moment.
Yes, but when he sneaks to the helicopter, Rover is just there, right on the landing pad.
Oh yeah,
and Rover politely steps out. Mm-hmm. Which I think we're meant to infer that this is the result of the electropass.
Yeah.
And so he starts the helicopter. The helicopter flies out with no problems, and number 9 watches it fly out. And just as our guy thinks that he is successfully escaping, we cut to a new number 2 watching him in the observatory, and
the same one that we saw when number 6 was on the beach and trying to make his escape the first time.
Yeah, the same one from the beach, the same one from him smashing the radio, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, that and so like, and then the helicopter just like yanks its own stick backwards, and the helicopter like does uh like very rough turn 180 turn. It does not respond to number six's commands. It just like lands, getting piloted from the observatory, uh lands back on the landing pad. We like we see in the observatory
Yeah.
Cobb, who is alive and well,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
saying that like, oh well, you know, this was a good demonstration that there's no loopholes. I'm going to return back to
Yeah.
my own post.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Yeah, he
And
he also says to number two, don't be too hard on the girl. She was most charming.
yes, we had a little scene beforehand with the girl actually visiting number two's place, and like she is supposed to be watching number six. It's just that she explains it to number six that like she's actually like she's a double agent. She's like pretending to spy on him, but actually she's like has sympathies on number six's side. But of course she doesn't. The girl did her
Yeah.
job perfectly.
Yeah.
And they let him keep the watch just to remind him that he can't escape. And when he gets out of the helicopter, Rover just like goes after him in a walking pace,
Yeah.
sort of like a prison guard.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, exactly.
How
Yeah.
very polite of Rover not to choke him.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
credits.
Yeah. Quickly before we move on past the episode, there's something very interesting that happens when Cobb dies, quote unquote. So number six is approached by the doctor, who tells him Cobb has died. And what I thought immediately at that point, upon my second watching, was that was a fuck up, that was a mistake, because on the actor who was playing the doctor's part. Because why would a doctor know the name of the person who died? Wouldn't that person have a number? And so my thinking is that like it's not actually a mistake, because it's in the script of the show. It's in the script of the episode. So what ends up happening is number six is so sort of like discombobulated and confused and overwhelmed by his circumstance that he can't even clock the fact that Cobb was a known entity to the doctor, and ultimately that maybe that would have indicated at some point maybe that Cobb was there was more to Cobb's story than he let on.
Yeah, I like the moment when he's pronounced dead, right? To number six, right? Is like I don't understand how number six doesn't clock it.
Yeah.
Right, immediately that something fishy has gone on. Like initially when I watched the episode, I thought that he just like it's not that he like is a spy, Cobb is a spy, it's that he got defenestrated.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't number six doesn't even ask to see his body or anything. It's just he's a very dumb spy. What can I say?
Yeah, it's a very kind of mysterious thing that like like we've had however many like decades of like espionage or spy based media to go back on, especially like movies or television shows. And it's interesting to see like what we now sort of expect of our spies and our agents and our like the men in the trench coats and stuff. Like I have a quite a fondness for spy media, even though it's like all deeply political, it's like very problematic, like it's kind of like propaganda, but like for the other side of the sort of like the public disclosure wall. But at the same time, I think it's interesting because it's fun to see people like sneak around and try and like avoid getting caught and trying to outmaneuver each other, and that's a fun thing to witness. And now, like with like modern like spy and espionage like media, going back on something like The Prisoner is interesting because we have this idea of how spies and how agents are supposed to act, and then we see somebody like number 6 act the way that he does, and we're like, oh well, obviously he's never going to escape. Surely somebody this brash and uninterested in being like competent is never going to escape his circumstance, which only time will tell, I guess.
Yes, only time and the number of episodes will tell.
That's right.
There's I think that he is like his place of his place of employment is kind of important in the series, right? But also I would say that it's not very important because like he is supposed to represent, rather than like anything politically concrete, he's supposed to represent rebellion against a system that doesn't want him to escape its clutches. He is in the family. He could have just been in a mafia family, right? Except mafia does not have Italianate islands or something. They just put you in concrete shoes and dump you in the river.
Yeah, for sure.
And on this show, we have a little segment that is about how to improve the village from our points of view. My idea for village improvement for this week is that this village obviously should have its own little like small town internet, which is just next door. People are posting about like oh, I saw a suspicious neighbor on person on the street, but like, okay, but everyone is a suspicious person on the street. There's no unsuspicious people.
That's an amazing idea. Joe? I love that idea a lot. And trying to think about, like what this kind of like society needs, what the village needs, I think is complicated because I'm not really like much of like an urban or city planner kind of person, but I'm tickled and disturbed by the lack of a public library in the village. I think that would be a great way for people to like pass the time. There's not really like television yet, and developing television media would probably be a little risky, but I think that a library would be great. I think that maybe in order to discourage any kind of like like subversive materials being included, I think that the library system should have like a checkout system that logs everybody's like reading, and if you check out something like the Communist Manifesto or the Conquest of Bread, then maybe you just get maybe you get relegated to some of the harder jobs so that you are kept in line.
Good idea, Joe. We will see if the show implements it next week.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
Yes, and until next time, our listeners, be seeing you.
Be seeing you.
This podcast is brought to you by Noisepace.xyz, home of great shows such as Digimon Ghost Gaze, Walco Robot, Prime Cuts, and Dr. Huh? You can find Helga, that's me, at Hindsight. It's spelled like Jamboree, but for hindsight, on co-host. You can find Joe at Bedroom-Punk on co-host. We will see you next time with Season 1, Episode 2, Dance of the Dead.